Shalom, Yasharallah. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to do this here lesson, dealing with more or less the importance of not taking this here truth for granted. All right, as you understand it, as you can see, a lot of our damn near every one of our channels have all got hits. We all got strikes, taking down a lot of our channels. You keep seeing these videos about this new channel, that new channel, so on and so forth. All right, hey, we are, we that's in these positions, we understand that this is, we coming to the end all be all. But nevertheless, like the scriptures say, make your calling and your election sure. So these are also things that you as on the other side have to keep up on, as well as watching these videos. And it's important to watch each video. And sometimes the title of the video may be on something else, but somewhere inside the video they may say something in there that is very important, and it might not be on the exact topic that is listed in the title, more or less to say. All right, but nevertheless, hey, like the video that you see in the background, which is a great video to watch, but nevertheless, this here video was on the legacy. But throughout this here, how long was this video? It's like an hour and 35. Throughout the video, they touched on a lot of different topics to where it could have been their own little lessons. But nevertheless, it's important to watch these here videos, because you don't want to wake up one day and find yourself out of the loop. All right, so like if you know the apostles channels, like in fact, me and the brothers was talking about this the other day. Like last Friday, we was just talking about this, how all of our channels pretty much all got strikes and all got, either taken down or something like that. But, and then lo and behold, look what happened now. But hey, if you notice, if you know the apostles' channels, all the apostles all got different channels now. All right, because they all had strikes on their channels. For the most part, they're all operating two different channels. All right, Apostle Tahar, I don't think he has that, 666 mark channel anymore. But nevertheless, if, taking these things for granted, let's just say you have Apostle Tahar's, 666 channel. All right, you take it for granted, you're not really watching or whatever, whatnot. You may, you may not be watching. Then all of a sudden you try to figure out what's going on with his channel. I ain't seen him upload for a while. Oh, what's going on? This and that. And you may just be out of the loop. So it's important to stay tied into these things. All right, because again, we understand that this here the doors of grace and mercy is closing. All right, just like in the times of Noah, which, hey, they was talking about this a lot in this here sit down. Like in the days of Noah, man, hey, the prophets was out there preaching. Noah was out there preaching 120 years. You had plenty and ample time to get your things together and listen and pay attention. But when the Lord closed the door of the ark, hey, that was it. But nevertheless, we also come to the same times where the Lord is closing the doors on salvation. There was an order that went out a while back that no more new members in GMS. All right, so hey, for those that was had their hands in their pocket or whatever, whatnot, the doors are closed to get into GMS. Now, you're not gonna be saved because you in GMS. That's not what we're saying at all. Nothing like that. At all. We're not saying that at all. But nevertheless, you can see, this is the Lord giving you warnings. All right, just like right now, we are all experiencing right now with all of our channels getting taken down in strikes. These are warnings again to let you know how close we are to the end of this thing, man. All right, there's a prophecy dealing with the famine of the word. All right, so we know these things are coming. So right now, the Lord is giving you these here warnings. All right, so real quick, we're gonna run through some channels because, like I said, over the last 2 weeks, I didn't put up a couple of these videos like this, and things have changed since then. Not only on my main channel, all right, but the camp channels as well too. So again, depending on where you're watching this here video at, we're gonna run through all the channels real quick. For a lot of the channels real quick, the main channels real quick. All right. And it's important for you to subscribe to these here channels and stay in the loop. Also, hey, it wouldn't be a bad thing to leave notifications on, because you may not know which channel is going to get the upload or which channel is not, or what happens to one of these channels. So if you're watching on my channel, Dawada, all right, if you notice, there hadn't been anything uploaded on that channel for like a week, because again, I had a strike on that channel and I can't upload on that channel. All right, so, and there was no way for me to send out a message like, hey, let me redirect you to this here other channel. All right, you would have had to be watching on the main camp pages to be able to see my videos that was being uploaded. Watch the video there to be redirected to this here channel. All right, so hey, this is the importance here. All right, so we're gonna just run through some channels here. All right, how do I want to do this? Let me go back. So for the most part, I believe we still have this here channel right here. all right, because it's still on. But this channel right now is not going to get any uploads for a minute because there's a strike on it. We can't upload on this here channel. All right, so this is our main camp page, GMS Tampa Bay 12. All right, and on this here channel, you can find, you know, all the brothers' videos, our sit downs on Wednesday. We typically go live on Wednesday. And then also, like right here, here's a video of us going live on Wednesday. All right, then you also have, you know, all the other brothers from their personal pages being uploaded. Like, as you can see here, you got the brother Kwam and Michael Allah doing a sit down. All right, and other videos here uploaded by the rest of the brothers in the camp. Also, we have on this here page our us on the highways and the byways preaching. There's me and brother Mayum right there, and, you know, down here, you know, this is us on the weekends, you know, on the highways and the byways, all right? So this is our main camp page. But like I said, right now, this page has a strike on it, all right? So you probably won't see any uploads on this, I believe, for a week or maybe 2 weeks. I have to double check on how many strikes we have here on this here page, all right? But now this page has turned into we have another page to back up this here page. So we're going to go ahead and give you that page, which is right here. Hold on, let me go through the search, because this is a brand new page and it may not be up yet. Okay, yeah, you can just type in GMS Tampa Bay 12, all right? And it's, no, Salak. It's not GMS Tampa Bay 12. GMS Tampa Bay Saints, all right? So, let me see. It doesn't pop up there. Let's go to type. I'm going to go to channel. Click OK. Let me see. So I just looked this up. There's a certain way to have to look up some of these channels. Oh, that was it right there. Oh, that's not it. It's locked. Trying to show you how to directly get to it, just in case. All right. Oh, so see, now it's not. It's tripping now. All right, let's just go back. GMS Tampa Bay Saints. I just seen a video down here. Salakia. All right, so I guess how I typed it up here, Tampa Bay is one word, Saints, and here it is, one day ago. Here's this video I have at the bottom. I don't know how to get to the page itself, but nevertheless, you know, you can click on this here video, which I have queued up at the bottom, and you can just click on there from there. All right, so this is the channel GMS Tampa Bay Saints. This is the backup channel for GMS Tampa Bay 12, which is a main camp channel. All right. We also have this here channel as well, too, is another main camp page, which this channel also has a strike on it right now as well, too. But nevertheless, you know, there'll be a new video or a new channel uploaded for this as a backup channel. And then I'll have, you know, one of the brothers comment in the comment section below to where, you know, you'll be able to see the link. You know, you'll be able to get to the channel because there will be a comment at the bottom of this here video, all right, which will, you know, link you to their page, all right? So you can also subscribe to this channel as well, too, when we get it back up and running, GMS True Yoke Fellers, all right? And like I said, the backup channel for this will be in the comment section below, all right? My main channel here, all right, you would type in Dawa with a period at the end, all right? Then you're going to go over here to channels, or that little button over there, type, and go to channel. And it should be the first one here that pops up. All right, there we go. We'll click on that channel. But like I said, we'll see where we upload this here video at. This channel may be up and going right now, but nevertheless, this is my main page channel. All right, and then from there we have. Let me see. I don't know how to get to my new channel, which is Dawa Reloaded. I guess you could just type that in by itself. All right. You can go to channel, and it should pop up from there. Let's go cancel. There's mine at the top. But going back to this here channel, all right. You can click on this here video, and I believe no, because I didn't upload this video. I was gonna say I believe I put some links in the bottom. But nevertheless, you know, like I said, just running through these different channels just so you can back them all up, all right? As you can see, hey, look, I try to put up, you know, some things like that to let you brothers know what was going on and you few sisters, all right? So go ahead and subscribe to these channels, put your notifications on, because, hey, we're not going to know, you know what I'm saying, ahead of time, oh, we about to get a strike tomorrow, we ain't going to be able to upload, or so on and so forth. You know, we do care about the sheep, and we want to feed the sheep, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we can't, get that message out. Like I noticed on my regular page, you see, I would normally get a lot more views and whatever, whatnot. But hey, a lot of those subscribers over there, a lot of those sheep over there didn't get the message. You see what I'm saying? Unless you're watching on our main pages. So that's why it's important to keep track on, either on the main page or either our personal pages, whether you're watching our main channel, and then, just so you can have contact. All right. So I think I went through all the channels I wanted to grab right now. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to these here channels. All right. So we're going to jump into some scriptures real quick, kind of dealing with the times that we in, because, hey, all this is all according to prophecy, all right? And this is all happening for a reason, all right? Not because, we just up here, if we was talking about, Pokemon are real, I caught a real Pokemon in my backyard, or, stuff like that, our videos would still be up, if we was talking about whatever, if we was talking about we had leprechauns or anything bugged out like that, that'll be, we could tell lies about that all day long, misinformation about that all day long. But when it comes to bringing out this here truth, this is a real threat. All right. So this is why you have to understand that this is why this is such a big problem, especially to Esau. This is a threat to his power structure. All right. This is real quick before I get there. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, "Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." All right. So this is dealing with basically the prophets of the Lord exposing Esau, Edom as being the wicked. All right. The son of perdition, that the devil. All right. But nevertheless, hey, let me grab one more before I get into this here lesson. This is Amos. What is it? Amos 3:7. This is Amos chapter 3:7. It says, "Surely Yahweh power will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets." So the Lord's not going to make his move and not going to bring out judgment until what? He tells his prophets that he's about to make this here move and bring this here judgment. All right. And that's what you see going on right now. The Lord then woke us up. All right. And matter of fact, let me just get into the lesson, because it's going to all say it. It's going to all just come out through the scriptures. All right. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old." All right. So this is the job of the prophets from going back beforehand all the way up into the same time. So like we just read, the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All right. So before, like I said, the Lord's not going to bring out judgment or rain judgment down on you until what? He reveal it unto his prophets. And then what? The prophets go out there and warn you before it happens. All right. So, and hey, the Most High be bound by his word. Just like on the left-hand side, man, a lot of you people who are kind of into this or know anything about the Illuminati, you know that the Illuminati tell you what's going to happen before it's going to happen, right? When they dealing on the left-hand side like that, they always show, like, hey, like with the Kobe Bryant situation, not trying to get too much into that or whatever, whatnot. Ultimately, his soul was required in heaven. That was his day to die, not trying to go too deep into all that, whatever, whatnot, because, a lot of people, oh, this is that, whatever, whatnot. Hey, it was his day to go, man. All right. But nevertheless, you've seen how it was depicted in the cartoon about how he was going to die. All right. Right in the helicopter crash. All right. Just like a lot of other things, you know what I'm saying? They showed Donald Trump on The Simpsons and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of, on the left-hand side, they show you a lot of things before they come to pass. All right. They tell you about it. It's all out in the open and things like that. All right. The same way on the right-hand side, the Most High, he'll tell you these things before they happen. All right. He's revealed the end from the beginning unto you. All right. So Jeremiah 28:8 says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophesied." The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. All right. So now, I did a video on this not too long ago in response to Donald Trump talking about don't listen to the prophets of doom. All right. And that's exactly who we are, man. We're the prophets of doom, man. All right. For the most part, you know what I'm saying? I mean, unto the elect, this is, the prophets of the good news. They bring good news unto the elect. Yeah, hey, salvation is around the corner, but to everybody else, hey, judgment is raining out, So it says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence." So now when you think about this and put it in perspective, if you were one of these kingdoms leaders, all right, if you was a king of one of these kingdoms, all right, you had the Israelites in captivity, all right, or you was the head of one of these so-called states or whatever, whatnot, and you had the Israelites in captivity, all right, the prophets would be prophesying, bad news unto you, all right, you wouldn't want to hear all that. It would be against what you would have to say, because, you don't really have no situations where the Lord sent prophets to go prophesy into well, you did have, like, I believe it was Cyrus, saying that basically he was going to allow the Israelites to rebuild the temple. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really have no scenarios like, oh, the prophets came and told the people that had them in captivity, yeah, God finna keep blessing you and just turn you up and everything just finna be good for y'all. Y'all going to sail out into the sunset. Nah, the prophets always came before there was a great destruction, all right? So, again, you have to understand that the power structures, when they're in their power seat, all right, they don't want to hear all these things. They don't want to hear that they about to, it's, hey, just like you being a drug dealer or some shit like that, man. The last thing you want to see or get in the mail is a letter saying, hey, we got a warrant out for your arrest. All right, because then you're on borrowed time at that point in time. You know that there's a clock with a countdown on your head right now. You know that eventually all this is going to catch up to you, and your little reign of fun is going to be over with. All right. So this is basically the same thing. It's like, yo, we issued a warrant out. You know what I'm saying? We put up on the news, wanted, you know what I'm saying, and posted your face up everywhere. So now the enemy, Esau, all right, Esau knows that it's only but a short time before his ass get caught up. All right. So he's not going to like this. All right. So he's going to do whatever he can do to try to get out of this. Or just like, the mob, they go to court over something, they about to go to jail, they have to go to court over something. What do they normally do? They take out the witnesses, because they know if this witness make it to court and testify, it's not going to go good for me. I'm going to wind up going to jail. So I need to do whatever I can do to try to prolong this or stop this from happening. So majority of the times they either try to go and threaten, harm, or scare, or maybe even kill the witnesses so they don't go and testify. And that's basically what Esau is doing to us, man. Demonizing us. A great persecution is going to come down on us. They're going to try to throw us in jail, label us as terrorists, put us on TV. But right now it's starting with what? The taking down of our channels, all right? So this is where it's all starting at, all right? Trying to, how do I say, not defame us, but how do I want to word this? Render the things that we're saying is basically fake news, more or less, to say, like, render us as lies and just hide us on the internet so people can't find us. Because in reality, we're driving the biggest amount of traffic on YouTube right now. Are we keeping the majority of people? Because YouTube, this is what YouTube cares about when it comes to business, all right? If you want to learn how to get and work the YouTube algorithm to make you a lot of money on YouTube, basically all you got to do is keep people on YouTube all day long. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you can do to keep people on YouTube, no matter how you do it, that's what YouTube care about. They just want people on their sites as long as possible, because the longer they're on there, the more advertisements they're going to see, and that's how YouTube ends up getting paid. So you would think that they would be like, well, shit, if we get rid of them, there's going to be a lot of people that's not watching these videos no more, because day after day, you have brothers that sit here and tune in and watch videos, and some brothers may binge watch for hours on end. I remember when I first came in, I used to that's all I wanted to do, is just watch videos all day long, till it got to a point to where I was like, yo, man, I ain't getting shit else done in my life. I got to, balance this out a little bit better, because, hey, shit in my regular life is slipping because I'm just wanting to watch videos all day. But nevertheless, from YouTube's perspective, all right, that should be a good thing, that, especially with all the videos going up, all the brothers contributing videos back to back to back to back to back to back, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, man, just think about that. You have somebody like The Breakfast Club, right? They upload their videos on YouTube of their interviews or whatnot. Sometimes they chop up certain things so they get multiple views on it. Or your boy Vlad from Vlad TV. Now he'll take one long interview. Let's just say he interviewed one person, right? He'll cut that down into like 10 different parts so he can get multiple views off these 10-minute videos or whatnot. But it's really one long video. So you'll keep coming back to his channel and keep, viewing, so on and so forth, But just imagine if you only got one person off of one interview. All right. Now just look at us on this side. How many brothers are in the camp? A small camp is what? 4 or 5 brothers. That's a small camp. You know what I'm saying? But then you look at some of the bigger camps, like the New York camp, which I believe the main camp is split into like either 2 or 3 camps. You know what I'm saying? You got like the apostles, they go out. Then you have like the rest of the main camp, and I think that might even be 2 camps. All right. You have like, LA, the LA camp, and also the Chicago camp. Hell, the Chicago camp could be like 3 or 4 camps. You know what I'm saying? These are some really big camps. All right. So just imagine all the different brothers, all right, putting up all these different videos. All right. And you have brothers that put up multiple videos throughout the day. All right. And some videos, you have some brothers, like my videos typically be pretty long comparably to some other brothers' videos. Some brothers put out a lot of short, quick hit videos, So there's constantly videos going up 24 hours a day. So, hey, and think about how many people are watching our videos. You got one brother, I believe it's the brother Kazak from the Mississippi camp, I believe. Salak, if I, I had the wrong name, but I believe that's the brother's name out there. This brother on one of his channels got like 20-some thousand subscribers out there, man. You know, and he got two channels because, again, he going through the same thing. They hitting that channel. That brother got, you know what I'm saying? Like, these normal YouTubers be wishing for those type of things when they get the little plaques and whatever, whatnot. But this brother got, you know what I'm saying, just from preaching the word, man. All right? The apostles didn't even have that many subscribers on their channels. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, you got some heavy hitters out there, whatever, whatnot, that's constantly getting these views. But Esau should be thankful that all these people are, you have all these people stuck on YouTube day after day after day, night in and night out. Some brothers go to sleep listening to videos. Hey, some brothers even have it, I know because I be hanging out with some of the brothers and stuff, go over to the house, and that's what they got on the TV. It ain't no cable or nothing on at the house or nothing like that, regular TV. Nah, it's all app-based things where you watching YouTube and it's videos in the background or something like that, and that's basically all we watch, I typically don't do that at my house as far as with the TV and situation, but I mean, I do the same exact thing with my phone, though. I'm walking around with my phone as if that's the TV, watching like that, or for the majority of the part, I have a earbud in, and I'm just listening in while I'm doing other things around the house, But nevertheless, this is something that Esau should be happy and thankful for, that he has all these viewers up on YouTube. So imagine us when we gone off of YouTube, man. That's a huge portion of viewers that's going to be gone. But again, this is all bad news to Esau, all right? He knows that this is the end of his kingdom, and he's trying to stop this here truth from going out, stop the men of the Lord from waking up. He's trying to stop this here, how do you say, Autobot from assembling, more or less to say, All right, let me go from there to, let me see. We're going to go from there to, oh, matter of fact, I just mentioned this. This is Revelation 11. I'm gonna start at verse 8. All right, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. All right, now the dead bodies is talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and it's not talking about like somebody got their brains blowed out and they just left them on the concrete. Not like that. Nah. So if you know about this here truth, you know what I'm saying. You know they have a saying in the world, you somewhat woke, right? Versus if you ain't woke, you what? Sleep. But then you have these people that's walking around all damn day long. You be like, oh, this nigga is asleep. He don't know shit that's going on. Of course he's conscious and walking around at work, driving a car, eating some food, going swimming. Obviously he's not asleep, you know what I'm saying? But this person is asleep. This is the same thing that's going on here. You have some alive people where the spirit was put inside of them versus dead people, all right? So if you're in that Gentile state of mind, all right, if you are basically a Gentile, as far as an Israelite being a Gentile, not knowing who you are, you're still going under those names, Negro, Latino, Native American, you're basically dead, all right? In which we was all basically dead at one point in time, and this was going into. It says, in their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. The great city is talking about here in America, which is Babylon the Great, all right? And right here it says, which is spiritually called, all right, just like you would say, let me give you an example, like metaphorically called, like, I'm trying to think of something, like, you can say the trap house, right? I'm going to the trap house or whatever, whatnot, It ain't just like one trap house. They all, trap house, wherever or whatnot, or, you use these so-called metaphors or whatever, whatnot for certain things. I'm finna go to the, I don't know, I can't even think of nothing like that where we would say, oh, we going to X, Y, and Z, but then you know exactly what you're talking about, all right? But nevertheless, it says, let me think. I can't think about it. But nevertheless, it says, and they're dead. Oh, for instance, out there in Chicago, they call that what? Chirac, right? But that's not necessarily like Iraq. Even in Atlanta, they got a spot over there called, where the fuck is that shit? It's over there like off Simpson Road and shit, on the west side. There's a spot over there called Little Pakistan, right? But that's not Pakistan, right? You don't think about that as actually like Pakistan, right? Why? Because, or like in Miami, they used to have like a little Haiti, little Cuba, so on and so forth, all right? But these things are basically metaphors because, like little Pakistan is like, yo, that's just like out there being in Pakistan. It's just like a damn war zone out there, man. All right? Or you have all these different, Chirac, it's a war zone, man. You got more people dying out there than you actually do over there in the war in Iraq. You see what I'm saying? So these are metaphors describing this here place. All right, so it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right. So one thing first, talking about the Lord being crucified here. All right, this is the main place. Like when you go around the rest of the world, all right, they have images. You can go on Google and type in the Black Madonna. which you'll see a picture of what they call basically you know, quote unquote, the black mother and child, right? Which is a rendition of what that's actually more or less like the original image, all right? Because you had this image way back in the day that was painted of Yahushua and his mother, right? But nevertheless, only over here do they have a so-called white image of that. Over there in where the Pope is at and so on and so forth. These images are all Salah, give me a second. Over where the Pope is, the Pope bow down to a so-called black woman and a black child. All right, all their images is of so-called black people. Only over here do you have the so-called white images of who the world only calls Jesus Christ and his mother. All right, but nevertheless, and also here you can't be called an Israelite. You got to be called something completely different. You got to be called Negro, Latino, Native American. But it says, and their dead body shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Now, it's spiritually called Sodom, all right, because of what? This is the main place where homosexuality is pushed around the rest of the world. All right, this is the main place where it's being promoted from. All right, and Egypt, right? Egypt was where we served hardcore bondage at. All right, same way here. Like scripture say, Judah and Israel was oppressed together. All right, this is the main place. America's mainly known for the transatlantic slave trade, the hardcore slavery and bondage that happened here to the Israelites. All right, so it says, "And their dead body shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." So, hey, nobody tried to help us out while we was over here, or you know what I'm saying, tell us who we were or whatever, whatnot. They just, hey, they fuck them niggas, man. We're gonna lick their wounds and everything. We're gonna get whatever we can get up off of them, take advantage of them, kick them while they down, It says, verse 10, "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because of these two prophets torment them that dwell on the earth." Now, the two prophets represent the northern and the southern kingdom, all right? But nevertheless, hey, as you can see here, they was happy because what? The prophets, they wasn't prophesying, all right? We was basically still in that Gentile state of mind. We was dead. We was walking around dead, or we was walking around sleep. How they say you woke or you not woke. That was basically how Jake was beforehand, all right? Before basically the 70s when Abba Bivens, came back on the scene to start waking us all up. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, we was all basically walking around thinking of ourselves as colored Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Indians, and so on and so forth. All right. So it says, but as you can see, they was rejoicing because when we was calling ourselves Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and African Americans and colored, they was rejoicing over that because they could tell that we was still in that dead state. The fact of the matter that we wasn't woke at that point in time. All right. So it says, verse 11, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." All right. So basically dealing with this is dealing with basically, like I was just going into when the minute the Lord would start waking up. All right. And now this is the point that we're getting into right now, where the elites are starting to basically see that we're waking up. All right. Oh, let me grab something real quick before I get into that. Give you the process. This is Ezekiel 37. I love reading this too. You know what? Well, let me just read from the top. Ezekiel 37:1. "And the hand of Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of a valley which was full of bones." All right, in the valley or that low place, all right, which is America. All right, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death." All right, this is that place right here. All right, it says, "And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry." So that was us. All right, because look, this is the one time and the one captivity, or we didn't know who we were. All right, anytime before this, we knew exactly who we were. All right, when Yahushua was on the scene, all right, and all the captivities before then, all right, we knew that we were Israelites. Like Paul told, hey, I'm a Benjamite. You know what I'm saying? We all knew who we were at that point in time still. All right, but then when we came over into this here captivity, all right, or even before we came into this captivity, because you can look at older maps to see on a map over in Africa where it says the Kingdom of Judah, right, where we was taken off of the west coast of Africa. All right, you can go look back to some older maps and you'll see those things. All right, and even at that time, even though we were scattered and we was in Africa, living in Africa, we still knew that we were Israelites at that point in time. All right, but when we came over here was the point in time where we didn't know who we were. All right, verse 3, it says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh power thou knowest. And he said unto me, and going into that is like, damn, these niggas is so far gone. Just like we kind of see this now, like, is there any coming back for them? All right, just like, hey, you look at the how widespread the our women are tainted right now, as far as the mindset. They want to be independent women and so on and so forth. They love sucking on Esau's titty and taking all the, all the resources that he give them, whether it be welfare, Section 8, food stamps, and all these different programs. They love that so much, love the money that they get. Just look at a woman that's on all these different social programs or whatnot. All the income that she's making, it's hard for her to leave that income to go get a job, which is going to actually give her income less than what she was getting. All right, why would you want to actually have to do work when you was making more money, not staying at home, not doing no work at all? It's kind of hard to get up out of that rut, because, or any rut, if you ain't been working for the last 10, 15 years, and then all of a sudden you got to go get a job. You could be a door greeter at Walmart and you going to hate that job because you ain't worked in the last 10 years. All right. So basically, it's like looking at the, Jake right now. It's like, damn, I don't think it's no coming back for their ass. This is why we also say 2/3 have to be put to death, man. It's the only way for them to get it, them to be born back into the kingdom of heaven. They're going to wind up getting it there. But it says, verse 4, and he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. Talking about this here Holy Spirit, all right? And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am Yahweh power. That's talking about giving us this here wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, showing us who we were again, bringing us back to our power, man, giving us the name and everything like that, all right? Verse 7, so I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking in the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, and lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, and there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith Yahweh power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon the slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. So dealing with this, all right, you have basically, again, we didn't know who we were. There was that falling away first, all right, that happened. Psalms 83, come let us cut off Israel from the name of Israel from being in remembrance. We didn't know who we were. All right, we was dead. But then now we start to come back to, we Israelites. Our power's name is Yahweh Yahweh. All right, we're supposed to be keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. This is the right way of living. All right, so that's putting life back into us. All right, because what does the scripture say? How does it say? It says, the wages of sin is death. All right, but nevertheless, yeah, that's all I wanted to. You know what? Let me read. I'm gonna read verse 11 as well too. But going back to verse 11. Then said he unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off of our parts. So, hey, the valley of the dry bones are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But verse 10 says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. So going back to what we was just reading in the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 11, talking about basically as they prophesied, great fear fell upon them. All right, why? Because we reading right here is they was prophesying what? They was waking up the rest of the elect, all right? Then what was going on? That exceedingly great army was being raised up right there in the ability of the beast, which, as we went in Jeremiah 28, all right, that the prophets would come up and they would be the bearer of bad news for your kingdom, all right? So I'm going to go from there to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, all right? This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. All right, and that's exactly what we was just reading about, the valley of the dry bones. So I prophesied as he commanded me. And basically, there rose up an exceedingly great army. These are the prophets of the Lord, all right? It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him and made no account of his labors, all right? Because while we the warriors right now fighting this here battle, all right, it's a spiritual battle, all right? We go on the highways and the byways, which is the battlefield, on the weekends, on Saturdays, and we go out there and we duke it out. We slay it out, man. We slay all these vain imaginations and so on and so forth on the highways and the byways on the weekends, and throughout the week, we have little small campaigns as well too, man. So it's a full-out assault and a full-out war, man. And how is Esau fighting back? Trying to demonize us, trying to take down our channels and so on and so forth, man. All right. So this is why, going back the Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So this is why we standing up. That exceedingly great army is standing up and opposing, those that tortured us beforehand. All right. Verse 2, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, like we just read. All right. Because they seen this exceedingly great army being raised up. But you have to understand that they spent all this money, all this time, and so on and so forth to keep us dead and keep us asleep. That was the biggest secret on the face of the earth. Who are the Israelites? All right. Who you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are. You're the most important people on the face of the earth, man. The biggest secret, the so-called white man spend the most money in the world to keep you asleep and keep you from knowing who you are. All right, you're the most important people on the face of the earth. If only you knew who you were and came back to your power, man, this could all be over with, man. All right. But it says, and they were troubled when they see it. And when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all that they look for. One, going into what about the foolishness of preaching, but ultimately through these here chariots, man. All right, because why? When they see these chariots come back to actually defend the children of Israel, the elect, all right, the ones that's on the highways and the byways prophesying and so on and so forth, all right, when they see these things start to happen, all right, well, let me keep reading. Verse 3, it says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. All right, so this was the nigga we was tormenting. This was the nigga we was oppressing and talking shit about. Verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness and his end without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? How is his lot among the saints? All right, because they didn't lie to themselves and everybody else for so long, they started to believe their lies. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth in the light of righteousness and not shone unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. All right. Verse 8, what have pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All right. So you have to understand that, look, this is the point in time where they're waking up and they're like, oh shit, maybe these guys are right. Especially as we're out here prophesying and they're starting to see the effects. All right. A couple years ago, we're talking about the chariots, the ICBM, the nukes, the uprising of the people, great earthquakes, and all these things. They just laughed and scoffed at us. But now as they starting to see these things happen, all right, Babylon get going into darkness, all right, confusion, all right, and they starting to see all their witchcraft and things starting, not working out so well. Now they're like, oh shit, maybe it's some, maybe hold up, especially the fact of the matter, the divided dry bones, that exceedingly great army. That's a scary thought, man. All right, for a couple, brothers back in the days before we was even on the YouTube, all right, going back to Abba Bibbins, you know what I'm saying, waking up and starting to teach, all right, and then from there, it, word of mouth, and keep going. It started out there in Harlem at first, all right, but then it kept going, and you had the school One West, all right, then One West broke down, and this is where you get to basically the alphabet camps, the GMS, ISUPK, IUIC, hell, I even believe GOCC. That dude, what's his name? They call him Bubba Blackfish. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Rakar, I believe is his name. I believe he came from out of there too, and I believe Zabak as well. All right, but nevertheless, and then you also have camps that split off from those camps. Like you have what is that? Men of Valor. I believe DTA. Well, I don't know if they're still. But nevertheless, you have a couple different camps that wound up basically either leaving GMS or splitting or something happened or whatever, whatnot, and they're still out there teaching, pushing the same doctrine and everything like that. And those are the ones we're speaking about, not like, these other guys that ITR or whatever, whatnot, but the ones that, wind up splitting for whatever reasons, and they're still out there preaching the same doctrine, the same thing they still pushing. They just not under the so-called banner of GMS, but nevertheless, this is where all these things come from. And, this is a scary thought. Like I said, to see this from their perspective, all just a bunch of coons, a bunch of dumbass old niggas talking on the corners or whatever, whatnot. Now that exploded to what? Today starting up schools, and those schools having thousands of members. Then things started falling, the school fall apart. Then you break the school up into a bunch of different camps. Now these camps go out, they start growing, then they hit the YouTube, and then there's a mass explosion. Now the camps really start moving from out of the New York area to different states, and then from the different states they start growing up, and then now they in different countries. Now we all over the whole globe with different camps, but nevertheless, and this is a scary thought, and a scary, especially looking at GMS, because we were talking about this the other day. It's like, GMS has like the most organic camps out there. We may not have the most camps, because you got like IUIC, they go set up camps everywhere. But we have the most organic camps, all right? Like you have IUIC, they have camps all over in different countries as well too, but they typically fly out there and go set up spot out there, all right? But as far as all the camps that we have here in GMS, the apostles ain't never flown out to go set up no camps nowhere else, man. All these are all organic because people was watching on the YouTube and it was moved in the spirit to go and do the work. And so what? They set up their camp, tapped in, and lo and behold, now we spread throughout the four corners of the earth, all throughout the spirit. All right. And so this is all deeper than just, hey, if it was of man, it would come to naught. You see what I'm saying? All these different groups that are black power movements, it would all come to naught. Hey, don't sit there and sleep on Esau. He know about us, man. Hey, you think that he ain't got COINTELPRO in full operation against us right now? All right. This is why you're seeing these so-called propaganda things come out about us every once in a while or whatnot. But nevertheless, COINTELPRO is in full effect right now, man. All right, go look up that now. What the mission statement for COINTELPRO was all about. All right, they was trying to stop the rise of the Black Messiah, in their words. All right, but nevertheless, you see, it's not really anything that they can do about this, but flag our channels and things like that. But other than that, hey, this here word is still going out, and these camps are still growing. These camps this truth is going out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. People are waking up. The whole world, this whole vibration, then the man of sin is being revealed, man. The world is saying, is this the man that did shake the kingdoms and made these kingdoms to tremble? Everybody know who Esau is now. He's a damn devil now, because why? We've been pushing out this here vibration. So now Esau can't hide amongst these people no more, man. All right, he can't hide amongst his lies and his deception no more. Why? Because we've been pushing out this here truth on the four corners of the earth, man, through these here videos. So Esau's hey, that's why, we standing in great boldness in his face, and that great fear is falling upon him. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6 and verse 7. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So we're going to keep preaching this here word and pushing this here out until what? The Lord pulls us up off the the highways and the byways, until the Lord stops all these things. All right. But ultimately, this is you see this actually going on. Oh, let me grab to pair this with what we was just reading, because the Lord said, hey, look, give him no rest. All right. But here it says in Amos chapter 8, verse 11, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst, but of hearing the word of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. And that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. So there's going to come a point in time when the Lord is going to remove his prophets off the highways and the byways. You're not going to be able to get this here word. All right. But what? The Lord is not going to come down and, do it himself. He uses people to use tools. Just like right now, the Lord is ushering in the kingdom of heaven and having the kingdom of heaven set up. But the Lord ain't down here doing all that. The Most High ain't get up off his throne to do all that. He woke up, Amos 3 and 7. All right. The Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. All right. His servants. He got the servants going out there doing his work. All right. But the same way here, he's going to have Esau enact this here famine of the word. As you can see him trying to cut us up off the YouTube, all these different YouTube changes. All right. Only for kids uploads or whatever, whatnot. You have to think, but B, you got a YouTube kids. Why don't you put that responsibility on the parents? If they want their kids to only watch kid activities, to get YouTube kids and have it monitored like that. Why do you make the whole YouTube suffer, where the whole YouTube, there's way more adults on regular YouTube than it is the kids on there. All right. That's just a small section over there. All right. But nevertheless, this is this famine of the word is slowly approaching. But nevertheless, like we just read, the Lord is going to have us out here preaching and prophesying until the very end. We're not going to give him no rest, just because he strike down our channel. We're going to put up another channel. All right. We're going to find another avenue, another way of pushing this here word out until the Lord completely calls us up off the highways and the byways. All right. So I'm going to close out with this in the book of Hosea, because this is ultimately what's hurting Esau, man. He's got his pride hurt, man. All right. Because the men of the Lord out here putting in that work, man. This is Hosea 6 and 5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. So basically the Most High saying, look, man, I've slain these Edomites. I didn't cut you down. Like the scripture say, hey, basically this here word is sharper than any two-edged sword, man. All right. This cutting you all the way down to your spirit, man. All right. Because, hey, we don't have, the scripture don't say the so-called white man. They give you the description of how Esau Edom would be, how he would look, how he would act, and all his evil atrocities and so on and so forth. And we go into that and we just pair it up and look throughout, we try to match it up to all the nations on the planet Earth, and it only fits the Edomite or the so-called white man. All right, so there's no escaping that. Like, yo, we have your whole description and your tendencies and your characteristics written down right here. We just pulling it out the scriptures with the true understanding, and we showing this is who this actually is. You can no longer hide, even though you try to changing your name up, changing identities and changing history and moving people out of their borders and stuff like that. You can't change your characteristics and how you're going to act. All right, and the minute the Lord is bringing all these things out. In the book of Obadiah, 1-6, how the things of Esau sought up and the hidden things searched out and sought up. All right, because the Lord put the Spirit on his men to go through and basically bring these things up. All right. So Hosea 6:5, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the word of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. So right now, this exceedingly great army is putting in that work, and it's hurting Esau. All right. So what Esau is doing is trying to take us out off the battlefield, man. Ultimately going into what the Most High has planned, the famine of the word. But as measuring the time diligently, you can see we at the end all be all of this here thing, man. So you want to make your calling your election sure. All right, make sure that you tapped into these here channels so you don't just be out there, all right, and out there starving when famine of the word ain't taking place right now at this here point in time and moment. But the persecution is slowly coming, and they're slowly trying to enact the famine of the word, but yet and still we still on the YouTube. But you don't want to get directed from this channel or that channel, trying to figure out how come we haven't uploaded for a week or whatever, whatnot. This is the importance of all these things and to show forth that this ain't just, because we could do a little bit better on our channel. Maybe if we don't cuss as much or whatever, whatnot. Those aren't the things that's getting us taken down. It's not that we're cussing or whatever, whatnot, that get us taken down. It's basically surely the fact of they being hurt from the things that we saying in these videos, man, because they'll tell us what video it was that, got us kicked off. And hey, there's videos that we did way worse than those videos, but it's just because these people have to watch these videos, and there's there's articles about these people committing suicide, and they so depressed because every time they either report our videos or somebody flag our videos, they have to actually watch our videos. So for 8 hours, 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, they're watching our videos, and really same videos, same things going out, so on and so forth. And overall, they're starting to see these things actually taking place. They're actually seeing these things come to pass. And you know how that sore loser, when he's playing like Madden or some shit, he's about to lose, or chess or whatever, whatnot. I know he's about to lose. He just knocked the table over or unplugged the whole game all at once. Nah, fuck that. And this is what's going on right now with these people, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, you was edified with this here lesson. Lord willing, you got all these channels. You can get back connected with us. And, you know what I'm saying? We can continue on from there, man, until, the Lord fully enacts this here famine of the word, and then we can get up out of here. But, hey, measuring the time diligently, we're not going to be here that much more longer, man. We right there at the door, man. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. I want to say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.